Hey, what's up guys, how's it going? Today we're going to know how to draw SpongeBob himself, because I've been drawing a lot of other people other than SpongeBob. So let me start with some junk here. Oh yeah, let me start by saying what I'm using. I'm going to be using this pencil nub. It's just a nub, I just want to use it up really. There's no reason I'm going to use it. And then there's this Copic marker, it's an N8. I've been using it a lot. I'm probably going to have to refill it soon with color because I've been using it a ton. So with SpongeBob, let's go over the general shapes that he's made up of. I think it's a better idea to know how they're made as opposed to just like kind of drawing directly from it, just eyeballing it. You know what I mean? You kind of want to know what it's made up of because it'll help you understand it more. And the more you understand it, the easier it will be for you to maybe draw it from recall. You know what I mean? Let's see. Alrighty, had to focus there. So SpongeBob is very clearly a square. He's a cube, like a it's a sponge. It's a sponge, guys. So think of it like an ice cube or something, or like a weird rectangular box. So that'd be the main shape of him, really. You know what I mean? This box is going back into space. Is almost, mild perspective on him. Not really. It's kind of getting bigger as it goes upward. I'm assuming it's just to kind of give him like a brain, a head. Even though I know it's ironic because he's supposed to be a really dumb character. He's really funny. His arms, I like to start off with this kind of cup shape. By the way, I'm drawing really dark to kind of give you the structure of it. I'm gonna take this paper and put it underneath and draw over it. A little circle for kind of the center of his palm, and then I'm going to draw his fingers kind of outside of it. His other arm's the same thing. It's on that side though, so I'm going to draw the same cup shape, but I'm going to make it behind there. Straight out. Try to measure the arm out, make sure it's kind of at least similar in thickness and length here. Same thing with his hands. I'm just drawing, like I said, an idea so that I know where to go when I come back to this. His feet, same kind of cup shape. They taper out. The pant leg, the pant leg. Straight down. The legs. His shoes kind of like remind me of two circles put together, I've noticed. Let's go to his eyeballs. His eyeballs are pretty big when it comes to the front of his face. I would say if you really want to memorize it, if you draw a circle like that, because they're clearly a circle, it's not quite a circle to the top. It's not quite, you know what I mean, if you were to measure it out. It's not quite. I would say it's almost maybe half. If you were to say split that in half, maybe that would be close. And then downward, it'd be like, you kind of fit like a full one and a bit there and a half. That's what I would say if you wanted to remember it. But just get it close enough and it should be fine. It should read. Yeah. Stop saying hum. His nose sticks right out of his face. Kind of reminds me of Pinocchio. He's got a massive overbite. The buck teeth. And the kind of half-moon mouth thing going on. His tongue. So anyways, that's kind of the basic shapes of SpongeBob that I can start out with. See, I know I can see, so you can kind of already see him in a way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a sheet of paper, put it over the sheet of paper I just did that on. I did that dark so I could see through it. So now I have my structure below, and if let's say I mess up, I can just replace this top sheet of paper and I have most of the proportional stuff worked out already. You know what I mean? Because honestly, to me, I feel like the proportional stuff is most of the work in the beginning, We're focused? All right. So, let's start. I'm going to start with this pointed end. And you don't need to use this marker. If you don't have this marker, because I know a lot of people, I wanted to talk about that real quick. A lot of people don't have this Copic marker. It's not cheap, you know what I mean? And you can only get them, I think, like at art stores and online. So if you don't have this, you can always use a Sharpie, you know? Like, this is not a good Sharpie, sorry. Like a thinner Sharpie. Just a regular marker. You don't have to use this. I just prefer to use this brush tip because I feel like it can have a really good sense of control over it. But you don't need to, you know? Alrighty. Let's see. So let me start with a circle of his eye. The reason I start with a circle is because it seems to be almost an uninterrupted shape. Obviously, his cheek comes in front of it, which I messed up. I should have drawn the cheek first. Cheek first. Anyways, sorry I was interrupted by that. Okay, cool. He's got little dots on his cheek. His cheek's actually a little bit small. Normally it's a little bit bigger than that. But let's keep going to his other eye. Well, not his other eye. I want to put his nose. I try to start things based on what's the most forward. You know what I'm saying? What continuous shape do I now have to chop up? You know what I mean? If that circle's there first, I'm gonna draw his nose first because it comes in front of his eyeball. So let me go with that. Boom. His nose. His mouth is gonna end over here, so. Kind of reminds me of a Simpson mouth. I'm gonna draw his buck teeth. His are separated though, not like Sandy's are together. If you want to know how to draw any other one, I have a few other demos of SpongeBob characters. I'll link them to you. Draw the rest of his mouth there, underneath his mouth. Anyways, I get back and I gotta continue that eyeball. So. Gonna draw his eye. Draw a circle, and then he's got kind of blue eyes, so I'm gonna just draw a dot in the middle. Anyways, that's pretty much his face. I think it could have gone a little bit thicker with certain lines. Over here, under his nose. Probably could have gone a little bit thicker. So, let's go to the outer portion of his sponge. It's just a wavy line, really. I don't really think about it too much. Just wavy. Alright. Go all the way down, this waviness. Wavy all the way back. I'm going to his sleeve real quick. Actually, let me go to the other portion of his sponge body. Alright, and I'm going to do that same thing with the bottom. Remembering that, you know, his clothes is down here. So I'm going to continue the rest of his body. Oops. The sponginess on this side as well. That's square though, there's no, you know, there is no waviness on that part. I even changed it. See, the background is used as a kind of guideline. It doesn't mean I have to follow it. See how I pulled it? I had to pull it up more. As I was drawing it, I was just like, you know what? I think I need to pull it up. I'm going to give him a little tie. His signature tie. Draw a line across there. Draw a line back. There's pants. I guess separating his shirt and his pants. He's got a belt. Very similar like Mr. Krabs. Do belts. Belts are pretty much just dotted lines. Like large dotted lines. And what am I missing? Oh yeah, shirt collar. Which are basically just triangles. Alright. Now I'm going to take care of his hand over here. Oops. His hand is made up. And I'm even moving that around a little bit. His hand's just made up of a lot of really simple shapes. The only thing different is that little, you know, that this padded part here, his hand is drawn out. Remember, this kind of wraps around. Check what I'm talking about on Mr. Krabs, on the Mr. Krabs tutorial. You know, remember how this stuff wraps around? Think about it like that. When you think about it wrapping around like that, it's, you know, then you tend to draw it better. You know what I mean? This will connect in the back and won't just be as, it won't be as flat, you know. It won't be flat in general. Oops. That line's a little shaky. That's probably the first really shaky line I think I've drawn in a while, like during the demo. That was like really shaky. Same thing with his hand. He has 4 fingers. One of them is an opposable thumb. I think it looks like it's broken and bleeding right there. I gotta watch out with his marker. Bottom portion of his cool pants. Drawn down to his legs. They're gonna be a tiny bit shorter because I screwed up before. You know, I pulled that. Since I pulled this up, I have to pull up his legs as well. It's kind of interesting how that works. Kind of throws out the proportion of everything else when I shorten something, which is why it's so important to, you know, pre-draw this stuff out. You don't want to figure that out during. You know, you don't want to find out during it's totally wrong and it's like, dang. You want to have that stuff set up to kind of have a safe hold on it. I'm going to color in his shoe because his shoes are black. Anything black, I'm just going to fill in. I'm going to put a little bit more stripes in his socks. I think he has like 2 more. Alright, since this is black and white, we're going to draw in his sponge holes. I'm going to draw them as light as I can with this marker. Usually I just draw like one big one, a small one, and then I try not to make any of the ones that are right next to him any bigger or smaller. Usually he just has one big one, one small one on each corner. That's too small, actually. I drew that too small. One big one. Could draw another small one. Oh, dang. That's too small, too. I don't know what's up with my hand. Alright, big one. Over here on the side. Small one. Big one. So, just never put a big one and a big one next together, or a small one and a small one. Just draw big, small, big, small, big, small. I think that's about it. I want to thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you guys watching this channel. And there's a lot of tutorials out there. Thank you for listening to this one. And please subscribe to this channel, guys. There's going to be a lot more stuff. Please make a request for something else you want to see. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.